standards, I use the Oxford Discover book, and that comprises, it's a set, and that comprises of a student book, 1 page per day that I teach on that, a workbook, a grammar book, writing and spelling, phonics, and those are all 1 page per day. And then I also have a reader that we do reading activities and comprehension questions and such, 2 pages a day for that one.
So you said there's 7 and 8-year-olds?
Yeah. And then just some overarching outlines. I do a student book on this Oxford Discover. I do a student book unit test once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That test is made by Oxford. So I'm kind of, you'll find me sometimes teaching to the test rather than, devising my own tests at the end of every unit. The reader tests are once a month for the reader book we have. That's made by the lead teacher in my school with some input from me. So that one's much more lax. We're able to do more creative kinds of questions and topics for that, which the students appreciate.
Okay.
And then they do show and tell projects once a month, which are heavily rehearsed in class with me and then recorded on video, put on the school's webpage, shown to their parents, so on and so forth. A common one would be a crafts project where they make a small book with some pictures, drawings, cutouts, and a bit of writing. Then they would memorize that book and present it in front of a camera. A book just being like 1 or 2 pages. Good coincidence, but I was recently observed for the first time by my boss, and he shared with me kind of a breakdown of what my typical lesson plan looks like. I've attached that document to an email that I'll send you with this meeting outline as well.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And for lesson planning, I have a lesson planning book, and that outlines page numbers that we'll do each day, activities and games that I've planned or the teacher book has planned for me. We put those in sequential order. There's also a small goals section per day and kind of a special request or reminders from staff that I'll have on there. So it's not a terribly thorough lesson plan, at least compared to like Teach Now standards, for instance. But it's got some of the most important things on there. And yeah, so that's kind of the rundown that I had for starters for us.
Okay. So it sounds
well, they hand me the books. They'll do that much. And with this class, we actually switched over to Oxford fairly recently, maybe less than 3 months ago, more than 2 months. And they just handed me the books and gave me a rough idea of where I should end, where I should wind up in a given amount of time. But as far as teaching the books, the activities that I disseminate the information from the book, what the students are actually doing is very much up to me, which means a lot of that will be open for you to critique and, feedback on that kind of stuff, the strategies that I'm using.
Okay, understand. And then you're going to be sending me your videos, the videos of your teaching, all that, and then we just, that's the way I understood what Shelby was telling us in the mentor videos. You're kind of what you said. You're going to be taking the lead, and then I just will be giving the feedback.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. I'll be doing the recordings, and then I believe we can decide what works best for us, but the directions are to put it on a shared Google Drive between you and I. So I'll upload the videos on there. You'll have access to that at your convenience, and you would do your part, and I think over the course of the entire module 8, virtually overall, I think it's just 4 videos. So feedback, I did want to share one thing that I was hoping to point out to you kind of before you see the first video that I'll be sending you. A minute ago when I mentioned that I used to have a class of 18, it wasn't, the class that you'll see now with just 9 students, it was not always as well behaved and orderly as it is now. The students are,
Okay.
virtually all of them are wonderful, but a combination of most of the unruly students that I was teaching leaving the class, in fact, most of them leaving the school because of behavioral issues, along with, I guess, some growth in my classroom management style. And I think probably some of the students just becoming older and more mature. The class now is really well behaved,
Okay.
but I don't know exactly how this would work, but I would like, on top of the recommendations that you'll already be giving me, maybe recommendations based on hypothetical student challenges and concerns would be really beneficial to me as well. And
Okay.
what I can do to support that on my end is maybe also after this meeting, I can send you a sort of like informal student profile of how 1 or 2 of those previous students behaved and maybe some of their
Sure.
academic challenges that you could work with, and like, well,
Sure.
I suggest you could have designed your lesson plan this way if you still had those students. I think that would be really beneficial.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Rob, sure. Please do. Yeah. Because I understand with even just where my demographic, the school that I'm in now, it's come so far, just so far. But I've had the student that wants to throw the desk and the chair, and I'm thinking just culturally, your kids are probably a lot more mellow
Yeah,
than my kids here. So, but so absolutely, however I can help you, yeah, that'll be great. Send it to me, and I'll try to help you out.
great. That's really helpful. And I wouldn't imagine you do, but if you have any questions
Mm.
about Teach Now's in task rubric, the one that you'll be using to evaluate me, um, did you have a chance to look over that at all? You didn't need.
No, I have not. They're still trying to work with me. My platform from 3 years ago when I got my master's. It's not the mentor. I don't have access. Like I don't see your name. So there, I'm not even in yet. I've got the Google Sheets or whatever, but they're still working with my platform. So I haven't seen anything
I understand.
other
And
than a quick video. Yeah.
so in that case, after sharing it with you, like we won't need to meet again about that. But if you do have any questions, you can certainly shoot me emails
Okay.
if you'd like. And so I think that's
Yeah.
everything, though. Thank you so much for meeting and taking some of your time
Okay.
to do this.
Bye
Bye.
bye.